Hello there folks, and welcome back to another speed paint video. If I sound a little funny this week, it's because I'm still sick, which is quite a bummer, but I managed to get some art done anyway. This week I decided I would create some more adoptable designs based on the season. A few months ago I did some winter-themed adopts, and now it's time for me to do some spring-themed adopts. So working with pastel colors, nice bright greens, making it really flowery, floral, and springy, really just having fun with some adoptable designs. So without further ado, let's get into the speed paint. The first design we have here is probably the weirdest and wackiest out of all the designs I came up with for this video, and it's mostly just because it's not intuitively very spring, and it's this iDog-inspired bunny rabbit character. For some reason I very much associate the Frutiger Arrow movement and aesthetic with spring and summer, I suppose because the aesthetic of it is very like green grass and dew and bright sunshine, which is very spring and summery, I suppose. I don't know if anyone else has like a seasonal association with it. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you agree. Anyway, I felt like doing something very Frutiger Arrow 2000s nostalgia type thing for a spring themed design. So I made this bunny rabbit. Rabbits are such a springtime animal in my eyes. I think that's fairly universal, at least around North America, because this is the time of year that the bunnies start coming out of their hibernation. The ones in my yard have been really jumping around a lot lately. I saw no less than 5 of them the other day running around dusk. Very fun to see. They're very energetic little animals that are super cute. And it's always fun making a character design for bunnies since they have such interesting little shapes. They've got those distinctive long ears, and they're just super cute. I had fun making this very, like, iDog type face where it's very much like a screen. It's a dark screen with lights on it. It sort of is this, it's the same shape of lights that iDogs use, and it looks a lot like a flower, which I felt like was appropriate for a springtime themed design. For some reason, I think my friends in my group chat think this is a dog. When I posted this to the art channel for my friends, they were like, oh, this is an iDog, because obviously it's an iDog-inspired design, but I don't think they realized it's a rabbit, so I guess if you're one of my friends and you thought it was a dog, this is your alert that actually, this is a bunny. This is a bunny's rabbit. And it's a very cute bunny's rabbit. They came out very adorable. I'm looking forward to seeing this character design find a good new home. The next one was another character design. It's very much my comfort zone. It was making a nice pointy-eared fox. I wanted them to feel like they were covered in just like a bunch of pastel paint. It's that time of year where my friend likes to make chalk art, so I was very much inspired by that sort of design of like getting messy with paint and having fun with floral colors and shapes. Really just going ham on making some very nice colors. I usually work with very saturated colors. I'm sure you can tell by just looking at my channel. I like bright, saturated colors. So doing these spring-themed designs was an excuse to do something a little bit less saturated, a little bit less like my usual stuff, but still feels justified since it's still very colorful. It still feels like it's in my aesthetic, even if it's a little bit different than my usual sort of output. I had a lot of fun with this design. It was very fun making like those big shiny like pink eyes. I wanted this thing to look very mischievous, like it's gonna get into trouble. And I wanted each leg to really feel like it has a different set of colors going for it, because I thought that would make the design a little bit more interesting. And man, I just love making a multicolored design. I love drawing a creature. And this was just a lot of self-indulgent sort of character design tropes all in one go. So this is a character design that I'm excited to see, like, who ends up adopting this one and what kind of home it ends up going to. The next one's another canine design. This is a sort of angelic dog that has like a daisy on its head, because I feel like daisies are a very springtimey flower as well. This one's a little bit more saturated compared to the very pastel designs that we just saw. This one's very, very green, and I just wanted like something like a bulldog was my initial thought, but ended up being a little bit more like a Labrador or a Chow Chow, I feel like, in terms of its general body shape. I don't know, it feels like it's a lot of different types of dogs at once, but it also feels very different from the fox. I definitely didn't want to just, like, make 2 pointy-eared canines that looked very similar. I wanted this thing to feel very different from the previous one. So I went out of my way to make sure this thing had wings. It has a lot of curly elements. It's very round as opposed to, like, the pointy triangular shapes of the previous design. And it's got that big daisy on its head that's almost reminiscent of, like, a hat or a halo. I wanted it to feel like it could be multiple things. This guy also has just a very, like, silly, goofy vibe, whereas the previous character had a very mischievous, getting into trouble vibe. I just like this idea of, like, a spring spirit that's, like, this very goofy dog that slobbers all over everything, and just looks goofy and very cute all at once. I don't know, I think it would be very fun. I would be so allergic to this guy though, because I'm allergic to dogs and pollen, so really kind of an allergy nightmare making this design, but I think it's really cute and I would still pet him anyway. The last design I came up with for this video was a anthropomorphic design, which I've been meaning to make more of these for my adoptables on my VGen anyway. I decided I would go with a bear, because that's another different type of animal for this species list. And I thought, you know, bears are pretty cute, and they make for really fun, like, anthropomorphic designs. It definitely leans more into the bear shape than the humanoid shape, for sure. But I wanted this thing to feel very, like, wide, easygoing, rotund, very bottom-heavy design, since a lot of the designs so far have been kind of, like, skinny or top-heavy in their aspects, so I wanted to really round it out by making this nice, round, chunky bear. He's got, like, a nice, fun color palette. It was actually really tough for me to decide what color fur I was gonna end up doing for this guy. I ended up settling on, like, a yellowy color that kind of reminded me of, like, pollen and flowers a little bit, and it gave it, like, a white belly and, like, a pink overcoat sort of thing. It's, like, almost counter shading, but not really. I also gave it green tips for its fingers because I thought that would add more to the spring element. And plus it gives this guy literally a green thumb, which I think is kind of cute. I added a bunch of like hearts for texture, and also because I felt like they looked a little bit like some flower petals as well, adding more to like that floral vibe. And I also gave it some cute pink freckles because I thought that would be cute and it would look like whiskers as well. And I made its eyes big and shiny and just very cute and like little gems. And yeah, this guy's a very simple design, but I'm very happy with it. I gotta make more anthropomorphic characters because it's always a lot of fun designing like a chunky furry and making them so fuzzy and cuddly. Very much inspired by my Jungelskog, who is in the room as I record this video. And with that, that's all the designs I have for you guys today. If you like these characters a lot, you should go check them out on my VGen, where they are adoptable characters, so you can take them home as your own OC if you'd like. I have a bunch of other stuff on my VGen as well, such as commissions. Since I recently got verified, I have a whole bunch of new commission listings, so if you're interested in getting art from me, that's a good place to check it out. Thank you, by the way, to my Ko-fi members for helping to make this video possible. My Ko-fi members help make my life a little bit more stable by supporting me every month, and they get to appear in the credits of each of these videos. If you'd like to join them, go check out my Ko-fi page where you can join for as little as $1 a month. You can get stuff like behind-the-scenes posts, exclusive content, and all sorts of other fun stuff. I'd really like to see you there and add more people to my credits. I also recently opened up my ACG Goods store, which is a new merch store that I've got. It's a print-on-demand merch store where I'm selling things like keychains, stickers, prints, and more. So if you're interested in getting some art from me, supporting my channel, and getting some cool merch while you're at it, go check that out. It's a newly opened store, but I've already got over 100 products on there, so I highly recommend going to check it out. I want to add more stuff from my various speed paints to the store, so if there's any particular designs or art from the previous video that you'd like to see as like a print, or some other merch, please let me know, and I will probably be able to add it to my store. And with that, that is all that I've got for you guys today. So thank you all again so much for watching this video. And thank you for your patience again, since I am once again sick for some reason. Hopefully I will be all well by next week. And in the meantime, why don't you guys go out there and make some art.